Hotel Transylvania. To be honest with you guys, I know that some of you are excited for it, but for me, I have my suspicions. Mostly because it stars Adam Sandler and some of his friends. I'm not saying I hate the guy, it's just his recent films that bother me. And the fact that this is from the same people that brought us The Smurfs and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But I can hear you all say that I'm wrong on that solely because of the director of the movie, Genndy Tartakovsky, the same man that brought us shows like Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack. Now, I will admit, as a kid, I loved those shows. They were awesome. But will this film have the same fun and relaxation like his series? Or will I have to call in for a quick checkout? Let's find out. The story. Now let me just start off by saying that the concept of the movie sounds great for an animated TV series. For a feature, on the other hand, you'll just make the story a giant mess. Now, of course, the main plot of a human entering in a world, or in this case a hotel, of monsters where they're afraid of humans sounds like an obvious ripoff of something like Monsters Inc. or Planet 51. But the execution of it is far worse than you think. Instead of having an antagonist, they decided to replace that with a cliched plot where one person say they're one thing, but by the end of Act 2 they found out that they're not what the person said to be, something that was done in films like Rango. Because of this, the movie feels like it's missing something important that makes a story a story. Another flaw with that is just that it makes the plot even more predictable than it is. Every time when those things are mentioned, all I do now is just sit and wait for them to reveal that this guy is a phony. There's also the romantic subplot involving Johnny and Mavis, but because I do not care for them for reasons you'll hear later in this review, it was done very poorly. I will admit there are some parts that did make me laugh, but that alone will not save it from its broken story. You know about the first comment I made about this being a good concept for a TV series? This is how the whole thing feels. It's like if it was meant to be an entire series, but then they have to squish the whole plot of the first season into a 90-minute animated film. If that were the case, then it seriously should have stayed as an animated series. The animation. For me, Sony Pictures Animation always has a reputation of horrible design in their films. This continues this reputation. Now, I'm not saying that the Tartakovsky design looks bad, it's just it doesn't look good in a computer animated film. I don't know, I never find the major cartoony look suits well in CG. For me, the most you can do without passing the limit is the Madagascar films. Otherwise, it just looks unappealing and cheap. Same goes to the character animation as well. Because it really wants to go cartoony, it just seems extremely over the top to the point that it just looks ridiculous. I even have to look away from the movie itself because it was just too much, and the characters are just making a fool of themselves. Honestly, this film would have looked better in 2D, since that way, it could get away with its cartoony style. The only reason why it's in computer animation is just that it's jumping on the bandwagon. If you don't believe me, then stick around at the end credits. We see the exact same characters in 2D Tartakovsky style animation, and I think it works much better like that. But what saddens me more about all this is that I know Sony can do better than this. I'll admit, many of the background animation, like the hotel itself, and the effects look great, but why can't they make their characters look and move as good as their effects? I know Sony can make great computer animation, I really do, but they just can't stop making it look so unappealingly cartoony. The characters. With a mess of a movie it already is, it doesn't help that the characters are just putting salt on an open wound. Let's start with the head honcho, Dracula. He's more of the overprotective father who's just really concerned about his daughter's safety more than anything. It's been done many times, I know, but in here, I feel like he's a ripoff of Marlin from Finding Nemo because of that, and another reason. Excuse me. Anyways, the other main character we have is Johnny, the human, who is the most annoying and obnoxious prick whose face I just want to knock off. Seriously, they try to make him so modern and cool for the young kids like, "Yo dudes, I'm a Franken homie, what's up man?" Plus the fact that this guy gets so over the top that every time he's on screen, it just makes me go. Then we have Mavis, who starts out like all Disney princesses who wants adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere, but after the first act, she just becomes a generic love interest that gives little to the plot except for when Dracula finds her trying to snoop with Johnny. Speaking of which, that's all I could say for the rest of the characters. I know we got the werewolf, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, the Mummy, and more, but they're all just comic reliefs that give little to nothing to the plot. Unlike the main ones, I don't hate them and I actually do think that they can be funny from time to time, but I feel like that's their only purpose. And to repeat what I said earlier, these characters would have worked and would have been more memorable in a TV series. If you're just leaving a copy-paste and a super annoying character to drive the entire story of the film, then don't expect to come back and see good things happen. Seriously, people? This is the movie you've been waiting for? Hotel Transylvania is a broken down animated film with a predictable plot that's forgetting some important elements, animation that is way too over the top and cartoony, and characters whose purpose is to either be a comic relief or to make you cringe. Now, if you guys are die-hard Tartakovsky fans and you seriously want to see it, then I guess I can't stop you, but otherwise, I'd recommend just don't even watch it. It's not even worth your time. If you seriously need your animated Halloween fix, then go watch something that's in stop motion like Paranorman or Frankenweenie. Jendi, I love you man, but seriously, stick to TV. Just by looking at this, you're not ready to make movies yet. Oh, and by the way, here's the Animat seal of garbage just to remind you.